Hey everyone, I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you to our new chapter reporting tool for Project Prevent. It will be listed in a couple of different places on the website. If you're not familiar with our website, please take some time to go through it. We've actually updated a lot of the pictures, so you might see some new familiar faces, but anything that you'll ever need on the website is here. It'll tell you who we are, what we do. This will be where you could register for the conference or the Next Gen Summit or submit your Ready, Set, Record entries, my reason to write, all of those things. We have a newsroom, our event calendars where you can connect to the statewide meetings and find our newsletters, and then tons of different resources on how to get help quitting, lots of materials that you can use for handouts or activity sheets, just some different links with great information, some ads, a few recorded presentations. And if you hover over Get Involved, this is where you will find the chapter reports. You can also register your chapter here if you haven't done that yet. And we have some opportunities for those who are not part of a chapter to join as an individual. So here on the homepage, if you scroll down, you can actually get to the chapter report just underneath the main pictures at the top. So you can click here and it'll open it into a new window. Of course, if you wanted to hover over Get Involved, click chapter reports. It's the exact same button. It'll take you to the same place. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about this. It is similar to what we've had in the past. If you have been a part of Project Prevent for a while, it will look very similar, but if you remember, the last couple of years, we've had this online reporting tool, but it kind of was set up to where you had to submit different reports for everything you did, whether it was your own meeting, the statewide meeting, or your activities and things. So now it's designed to be more of a report that you can complete at the end of every month. So we're asking that everyone submit this monthly report at least by the 10th of the following month. So for example, today is September 30th. We're wrapping up September. So I would hope that by October 10th, everyone will have submitted their reports for the month of September. Of course, there's nothing saying that you couldn't go in and do more than one report for the month. That's completely up to you. If you want to jump on here and report your meeting as soon as it's done, you can do that, and just kind of whatever's easiest for you. But we want to have everything reported for the month by the 10th of the following month. So once you open it up, this will be the first page, and the first thing that you'll need to do is determine what type of chapter you are. And if you're not sure, we can definitely help you find that out, but you can also just select one of them, and then all of the chapters that are in that category are listed in a drop down. So if you receive a mini grant from Arkansas Children's, then you're considered an Arkansas Children's funded chapter. Our tobacco prevention and cessation program has some chapters of their own. They're all listed here. And then our student wellness advocacy groups have funding from the Department of Health that also participate in Project Prevent. So they're all listed here. So you'll find yourself. And then we do have some other chapters that may or may not receive funding from other places, but they're still involved in Project Prevent, and they're all listed here. So if you don't see yourself, just let me know and we can definitely get you added. But I feel like we have a pretty up-to-date list right now. So you just scroll down, find yourself, and hit submit. This page is where you will just determine if you're reporting meetings, different contests or challenges, different events, or if you've done any recruitment. Every time you fill one of these out and you'll click submit and add new report, it'll take you right back to this page. When you're completely finished reporting everything, you'll just click submit, and we'll show you how that looks too. So let's start with meetings. It's a very simple form. This could even be done by a student. Like I said, if you wanted to do it at the end of your own meeting or the end of the statewide meeting, you could do it right then as well. So it'll just ask you to put in the date. If it was today, you can click that, or go back and decide, when it was, click the date. And then it asks if you're a Project Prevent chapter, a Next Generation chapter, and it's your own meeting, or if you're watching the statewide meeting. So if you're having your own Project Prevent chapter meeting and you're in that 7th through 12th grade range, that's where you'll click here. If you're Next Gen, that's typically for 4th through 6th grade, then you'll click that. And then our statewide meetings are, the ones that we host each month, that you either tune in live or watch the recording. So let's just start with the chapter meetings. It'll just ask you how many total members are in your chapter. So whether they were there at the meeting or not, how many do you have registered in your chapter? And I know that we've asked everyone to register at the beginning of this school year, but you may add members as the year goes on. So this will help us keep an accurate count of how many total members that you have. And then how many were able to go to the meeting? Let's just say it wasn't all 25, you had 17 of them there. And then what did you do? Did you plan for different activities, or were you working on something, or did you do a little bit of both? You can click more than one. So if you were working on posters, or if you were putting together packets or that type of thing, you would click that you're working on it. Or you could even click that you were doing some recruitment during that meeting too. If there's other, then it'll ask it. You can click that as well. Sometimes it'll ask you to say if it's other. So you would just submit and add new report. Then if you wanted to go back and submit your statewide meeting, it looks very similar. Again, you just put in the date, click statewide meeting, total members in your chapter, and how many were there. And that's it. So the meetings are very simple, and you would just every time submit, add new report, and it takes you back to this list of your 4 categories. I'm going to jump down and do recruitment next because it's similar to meetings and it's very short as well. So it's just asking you a few basic questions. The date that you did this recruitment, were you recruiting for Project Prevent or Next Generation, or was it something else? And it'll ask you to fill that in if it was something else, but typically you're going to be recruiting for Project Prevent or Next Generation. Even if you are part of a different group like our swag teams, you would still be recruiting members for your swag team, but which is also your Project Prevent chapter. So what was the method, the recruitment method? Did you host an event? A lot of you did that at the beginning of the school year where you set up a table and students had choices to join different clubs. Or did you have like a media campaign? Maybe both. Maybe you had a media campaign and just a few like individual interactions. So you click those. How many individuals did you target? Well, maybe there's 200 kids in the school and you were targeting everyone. And how many ended up joining because of that? Maybe you just got like 3. So that's how you would do the recruitment. Again, just very, very simple. And you'd submit, add new report, takes you back to this main page. And then the other things that you can report besides your meetings and recruitments are contests or challenges and events. And these are set up pretty similar too. So we'll start with the contests and challenges. Each one of them, whether it's the event or the contest and challenge, it'll ask you if it's national, statewide, local, or other. So you can see when I switch back and forth from these, that doesn't change. It'll also ask you what the focus of it was. So what's the focus of the contest or challenge? And if we're in events, it'll say what was the focus of the event. So we'll go back to our contests, challenges, the date, you can plug that in. You can go back through here, and if you need to go back and change it, you can do that. If it's national, then it'll give you some options. Here are a few national events, or if it's not any of these, you can type it in when you choose other. If it's statewide, this lists our statewide events that we host: My Reason to Write, Ready, Set, Record, Drawing for a Difference. If there's a media challenge that we host, it'll ask you to list what type of media. And then of course a place for other as well. And then if it's a local event, a lot of you host like your own art contest or writing contest, or maybe some type of media development contest. So you would just click each of those, whichever one it is. Or it might be something totally different and you have this choice to put in something other. I can't remember, it may have been Akron, but we had a chapter a couple of years ago that would do an event called Shoot Out Tobacco, and it was in their gym, and it was a free throw contest and a 3-point contest. And that would be just a great thing to list here. It's still a local contest. There's always, again, like I said, other, but usually it'll fall within these 3. So whether you click national or statewide and you click, whichever event that it was, it'll ask you what the focus was. So let's say we're going to do Drawing for a Difference, and we were focusing on litter from cigarettes. So we're going to say the focus was smoking and environmental issues. So you can click more than one here. And then how many chapter members worked on the contest, and how was it used to raise awareness? So maybe for Drawing for a Difference, maybe we just had 6 chapter members that went and talked to all of the kindergarten classes and to promote Drawing for a Difference and to try to get them to submit their entries. And then you would just type a short little message about, how this was used to raise awareness in your school. And you would say something like, Project Prevent students talk to kindergarten classes about the importance of not smoking and how tobacco litter, damages the environment. Just something really, really short like that. They're all similar. Like I said, you'll click the focus of whatever the event is, and whether or not, like, what type of contest that it was, how many chapter members worked on it. This one says how many entries were there. So if it was a local writing contest and you guys had 6 chapter members that talked to 3rd graders, maybe you had an entire class turn in like poems. So you had 20 kids, 20 entries. And then again, just kind of how that raised awareness, just a really short description there. So that is the contest and challenges. Again, once you get it filled out, and it will ask you to fill out every section, you'll see where it says must provide value. So let's see what happens if we don't check one of these. Gives us a little pop-up message that it says it was saved, but we missed your contest name and how it was used to educate or raise awareness. So it won't let us keep going until we fill out all of the fields here. Events is very similar. You again click the date if you needed to go back. Of course you could. Choose whether it was national. We have Red Ribbon Week, Take Down Tobacco, all of these different national events that you guys participate in a lot of times. And then statewide, our conference, the statewide youth-led fact-fed annual conference, the Next Gen Summit, and the Ready, Set, Record Film Festival. Those are the main statewide events that we host. And then if there's ever another one, there's a place to list other as well. So let's say Ready, Set, Record Film Festival. Actually, the conference is coming up first. We'll go with that. So the focus of the event would be vaping, smoking, smokeless tobacco, and quitting. We'll just say that we did all of those. What type of activity did you do for the event? Well, you attended the conference. If you presented at the conference, you could check that, but this would probably just be where you guys actually attended. And how many chapter members came? We'll say 46. Did you use this event as an opportunity to recruit? If you say no, then nothing happens. But if you said yes, it'll ask you how many were enrolled. You can say 0, you can say 2, however many. Even if you tried to recruit and you weren't successful, we still want to know that you were trying to do that. And then this question is on here twice. I'm just noticing how many chapter members. I'll let them know that we had 46. So for now, you may have to answer that twice, but we'll get that taken off. And then if media was used, what type was it? Did you advertise on the radio? Did you put it in the school newspaper? Or maybe there was no media used. And then you'll put in the address of the event. We'll use our children's address, click your county, and then how did this event raise awareness in your school? If there was any media, you could upload it here. So if you guys had pictures or anything like that, you could upload that there. So that one is a lot. But again, it's just very simple. It's just a matter of just checking the boxes. Same thing for Ready, Set, Record. How many attended? Maybe you guys brought 23 kids to the event, attended the conference, all of the boxes that you'll check here. So it's very similar for each of those. So again, we can reset it. This will take us back. When we finished all of these reporting for the month, our meetings, that's the meetings that you guys had as a chapter, the statewide meeting that you either watched live or watched the recording, any contests or challenges that you guys either promoted or hosted, and then any events that you guys hosted as well or attended. And then if you did any recruitment, you'd get all those filled out. Each time, if you want to keep adding, you'll click add new report. When you're finally finished, you'll just click submit. And that is it. It is, like I said, very simple. So you just start from the website. If you start on our homepage, it's just right here. If you go to get involved chapter reports, it's there. So it'll just open up a new one for you each time. Don't stress if you get some things entered in and you think, oh, I forgot to, to enter something else. You can certainly submit more than one report each month if you want, but it is set up that you can get it all done at once. So again, you'll just click on what type of chapter you are, find your chapter, get started, and decide if it's the different things that you want to report. So of course, reach out if you have any questions. I think that you'll like it. I think that it's very simple, and we're happy to help. And I know I just noticed that there was one question that was repeated on one of those pages, so I'll remember to get that fixed too. But if you guys see anything else that needs to be adjusted, just let me know and we can make those updates. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Let me know if you have questions.